One Cup, brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Good morning, everyone. It's 8 o'clock. Excuse me, on the start of a Monday. Hope you're off to a great start. Hope you had a great weekend and enjoyed a little bit of a cooler forecast. But gosh, I am looking ahead to Saturday and Sunday, seeing some thunderstorms for Saturday and some scattered thunderstorms on Sunday. And I don't love that. I don't
hate that it's going to be cooler. You know, I like that. Now, I will say it's freezing in here today, so I'd just like to take the moment to say that's why I'm wearing my sweatshirt. I do have an adorable dress on that matches Ed perfectly. I'll prove it. Look.
Are you flashing us?
But it's too, you know what, cold in here. Did you turn that air back on?
No, Katie, relax. I'm glad that you've got clothes on. Anyway, let's talk about the Erie County Fair today. Big doings at the fair today.
Big to do. It's a big to do.
Yeah. Taste of the Fair today. And basically what you get to do is taste all different samples from the Erie County Fair for $3. So every food station has something to taste. And I think there are probably about 100 different options. So you can spend a couple of bucks, get a taste of a couple different things, and not have to worry about breaking the bank, especially if you're feeding your family there.
So I'm going to go over tomorrow some extra fair deals because I saw a lot of people talking, and we talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were saying how expensive the fair is. I'll just tell you one right away. I'll just blow it for tomorrow, but pretend you didn't see it. You know you can bring a cooler to the fair?
This is what you were saying this morning. I had no idea.
You can't
really.
bring glass and you can't bring alcohol, but you can literally pack a cooler, throw it in your wagon with your kids, and you can bring it to the fair.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. I mean, if you're paying for the rides, maybe this is just one thing that you kind of
maybe you pay for the rides and you don't pay for food.
Right, exactly what
like
I'm
it's
saying.
food that gets so expensive, right? And kids 12 and under are free. So if you've got a couple kids, they're free.
The thing about this fair also, like I understand that parents are complaining that this is expensive. I just don't understand what we expect, truly, because we're not paying for parking and, it's $22 to get in. And then it's, you're paying for the rides on top of that. I get it. But what do we expect? Do we expect to just not have to pay for it?
I think it's because the tickets used to be less expensive. And Paul is saying, yeah, the admission is expensive. So it's $22. But again, that's just for adults and teens, I guess, if you have teenagers, But 12 and under is free. And I also am going to take a look at all the different free things to do.
Lori says it's only $10 to park for Wyoming County Fair, no admission. But also on a much lesser scale, I'm sure, right? Like
it's smaller, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Niagara County, Chautauqua County. All of those smaller fairs, like this is the pinnacle, I think, of our community.
Yeah, Jeff Baker trying to pass for being under 12. Sure, Jeff.
Howard, good morning to you, says that he's going to the Nickel Plate this morning. Anyone know if cups are still available? In fact, they are. The last time I spoke with Ty was about this time last week.
I would say I'd venture to believe there's a couple cups left.
Yeah, he said about 60 were still left. So anyway.
Kristen says she feels like the fair raised the price and added free parking, but they're getting that extra money per ticket. I'd rather pay old prices and pay to park.
That's interesting. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you'd be paying the same thing, though.
No, because you could fit like 5 people in a car.
Yeah.
So you're paying, maybe paying an additional $50, let's say.
Also, we could have bought tickets ahead of time.
And that gave you a discount, 17 versus 22.
I'm trying
and everybody's saying that the food is outrageous. We were there on Saturday. I didn't think the food was that bad. I had a little wood-fired pizza, and honestly, Paul ate half of it. I ate a piece of it. My other friend ate a piece of it. So realistically, 3 of us kind of split it. And now, yes, Paul had something else to eat. And so you could definitely have gone splitsies on that with somebody, though. Like you could have gotten 2 things, I feel like, for $20. So you're spending about $10, let's say.
I'm just looking at New York State Fair parking because somebody mentioned it's like $8 to get into the fair. You're right, but then it's also $12 to park. So realistically, what's 12 and 8? You're paying about the same to get into the New York State Fair as you are at the Erie County Fair.
Yeah, except for it is, you can put 4 people in a car, right?
I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I mean, I don't know that we can expect everything is so much more expensive, and I don't think that we can expect this to be immune from that.
So Paula's got some of the Paula, you've got some of my story details coming up. Yes, there's discount days coming up. There is a discount day on Wednesday for its Share Your Fare discount. We can talk about that tomorrow again, but it's $15 basically. You get 2 for $30, and then the next day you get a ride discount.
And that's great.
See, and I think that because you and I don't do the rides,
No.
but you know, if you've got
The
little
kids
kids,
do.
they want to do the rides,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But kids get in free.
Right.
So, you know, but there's a ride discount then too. So I'm going to break all this down tomorrow. I'll make sure I have all that info. If you need it for some reason before then, just shoot me a message.
Excuse me. Kenneth says double cheeseburger, small fries, and Diet Pepsi was $29. That's pretty high. A budget for the fare, though. That is pretty high. That's a lot of money. But if you're going to eat out, though, at like a fast food restaurant, it's pricey there too.
Also consider this. You could have brought in that Pepsi.
Right.
Like they don't care if you bring in drinks. So like, I think I paid $3 for a bottle of water. And like, I knew I could have brought in a drink. I didn't. I was doing whatever. So we got a couple bottles of water. Paul got a couple like bottles of Diet Pop. Like we probably spent $10 on drinks that we could have just brought in for $3.
Now, this is interesting what your mom's saying. And I actually think that's a really good idea. If you're buying a wristband, you shouldn't have to pay an entrance fee on top of that.
Well, okay. So maybe that would be for an adult because mom, remember, kids are free. So then you're not paying an entrance fee for them. They're coming in free. You're just buying them a wristband. Sure, maybe if you're an adult. Because I guess like you might hit an age where kids are where you want to ride with them or they want you to. God, I'll tell you what. I'm past, I think, the age where I want to be going on all these rides. So like,
sister.
If we take like a kid to the fair sometime, I'm going to be like, Uncle Paul would love to go on the rides with you.
Lori wondering, can you pack a cooler full of sandwiches? And Katie says the answer is yes.
You can. You can pack a picnic lunch.
And then, right, to Howard's point, it's still a good time for the amount. You can't do a lot for the price doing other things, and it's a once-a-year thing. Also, there is so much that you can do for free.
So that's the other thing I'm going to show you tomorrow, all the different free shows, because like you could set up your day. So you hit like this one, then this one, then this one, and you see the stuff in between, you know, but like the pigs racing
animals.
is free. The dog show is free. Like, and it's cute. It's fun to see. My husband told me on a Saturday night. So we went with friends of ours and they brought their baby and she's one. Oh my gosh. She was so cute, you guys. At one point, couple of sheep walk by her. I told Ed. And she does the thing, you know, when little kids get so excited, they do this. She was so excited. And then they walk by her. She goes, I mean, Paul thought that was so funny.
She is adorable.
She was clapping for the sheep. But so we're going through the barns and she's pointing, she's looking, she's this. So she's very engaged. She's loving this. I'm thinking, oh, we could go through all these barns. We could check out this. My husband takes one look at me, goes, I'm going to be honest, I got one more barn in me.
Russ doesn't really love being in the barns because he says it makes his allergies go crazy.
So Paul picked the quote unquote final barn and he picked the one with the chickens and the rabbits. And then he got in there and he's like, why did I pick this barn?
Brittany is so funny. The quick thrown up rides after a bunch of fried food and overpriced beer, there is nothing closer to living on the edge. Now, let me just point out, all of the rides have been inspected by New York State Department of Labor inspectors, and all of them passed inspection. So while I understand what you're saying,
nothing close to living.
And I certainly don't love riding those rides.
Peter, thank you for asking. There were multiple peacocks at the fair. I pointed them out.
Oh, I didn't see them. Where were they?
They were in the barn with the roosters.
Oh. Interesting.
A lot of rooster jokes while we were in there.
I'm sure of it. Michael was talking about the size of all the portions, and I
don't have the patience for it.
Couldn't stop laughing.
Say, the baby Highland cow was so cute.
Yeah, they've got those cool hairdos.
It was like extra fuzzy. Little piglets were so cute. You know, of course, the cow. Now, I meant to ask Barry this, but I had already talked to him, and then I didn't want to go over and bother him again. But they had the little baby cow, in the maternity ward well, and there's the ring where and only the baby was in there. Now the mom wasn't, and I kind of think the mom was the cow who was mooing this mad moo.
Oh, because she wanted her baby.
But they were feeding them, so I think that maybe they put them in the thing to feed them. But she would eat a little, look at the baby, and go moo, like she was mad.
Oh God!
And I was like, oh boy, they better get her back.
Connie wondering if you got the Peaches donut.
I didn't. You know what I went for instead? So I had the little wood-fired pizza, And then I went for the FFA kids who were scooping ice cream
That was nice of
because
you.
I kind of wanted some ice cream. And and I bought the little, remember Barry showed us the little cow that was the fundraiser?
Yes.
I bought that for
Cute.
Therese because she's so cute. I'll buy anything for little kids. You want that? You want this?
April wondering what's the best way to send in a pic of us and our second cup mugs. Listen, grab your cup at the nickel plate.
Mhm.
Take your picture and send it to us either via Facebook, Instagram, or you can even text it to me with some information. John, our producer, will put my phone number in the comments here, 716-713-3514. In fact, I would almost prefer that you text it to me so that I could just drop it into Slack really quick.
Super easy. Can
So-
I really quick pull up this comment?
Yeah.
Pizza and ice cream, that's my ham. I think Brittany means jam, but that is so funny. Pizza and ice cream, that's my ham. I'm going to say that from now
He
on.
says the ice cream is good too. Can we talk about the Olympics briefly? Because I am so mad.
Oh, you and my mother.
Okay, so if you haven't been following along with this Olympic drama, this is literally Olympic drama. Jordan Childs,
Olympic sized.
yeah, who was the bronze medalist in floor, is now being told she has to return that bronze medal
Mhm.
to give it to some other Olympian because for whatever reason they challenged her score. She got a 1/10 of a point back, which put her in third, but they challenged it 4 seconds too late.
Little too late. And then they didn't say that ahead of time. Like
Right,
the time to say
you're too
you're
late.
too late to challenge was at the time of the challenge.
Correct.
But they didn't.
And they certified the results. They put her on a podium and they gave her the bronze medal. I cannot believe that this drama is like actually playing out in front of our eyes, that this girl is now going to have to give back her medal and give it to a competitor.
Well, and you know what? They took that super cute picture of the two of them
Right.
bowing down to the
With the
girl who
Brazilian.
won. Like, I know.
I'm so mad about this because like one of my biggest pet peeves is when it is, how do I explain this? Your poor planning is not my emergency.
Right.
And that's exactly what this was.
Well,
this is you certifying results, you saying, okay, this is fine. Okay, yes, challenge accepted,
Yeah.
even though it
And
might have
you
been
made the
4 seconds
mistake,
too late.
right.
Exactly. It's your fault.
Right. The time to make that change or to make that decision was then. Here's my solution. Because I try to keep the peace. Give them both a medal. Be like, listen, it's a unique situation. We don't want to take it back from you because we screwed up. Our mistake. You both get a bronze medal. Like, who really cares? I mean, like, I just feel like that's a nicer thing to do than yank it away from somebody and give it to somebody else. Also, good luck getting it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Come to my house.
I would literally be like, okay, you're never getting this back and screw you.
Come find me.
Right. I would be destroying the International Olympic Committee right now. I would be so
I'd be like, I
vocal
have no
about
idea
this.
where it is. I'd be like, can you walk through this metal detector? I'd be like, no, I cannot.
But like Jordan Childs, to her credit, is so graceful about this.
Yeah.
Like Ed Dranch, the Olympian, would not be graceful. Ed Dranch, the Olympian, would be like, read between the lines, suckers.
We know it.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to.
I'm just saying. I cannot believe that this is what it's come down to. Like, you're going to ask an Olympic athlete who you literally put in front of the world on a podium, and you're going to say,
Yeah.
can I have my
See,
medal back?
And Kathy and Paula both say it's the rules. It's unfortunate, but it's the rules, and the rules are rules. I totally hear that. I just think then, like, yes, if rules are rules, then they should have said, oops, sorry, it's been 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Right.
So that's the rule. You can't challenge it.
Was there
Should have done it a little bit fast. Like, they just have to stick to that then.
right?
And since they didn't, then since we bent the rules once, we bend them again. Both of you get a medal, and we made it oopsie, and we'll fix it next time.
Now, I wonder, is there like a countdown clock where they have this, like, where they have literally 60 seconds to challenge it? And is there a countdown clock?
I think so. They only have well, how else would they know?
I don't
It was
know.
4 seconds off. Of course, there has to be. It's like in any sport where you have X amount of time.
right. Well, but like, I wonder, like, if there is like a physical clock where they are watching and they're saying, like, like,
There has to be.
I Right.
How could there not be, right? I don't know.
Peter says $15,000 paid for a bronze is a lot of money for anyone. Is that what they get paid? I don't know.
Cool. I do just want to bring up on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Please hold Michael's comment. Australia sends its apologies for the breakdance.
Oh my gosh. Did you see that? What in the god awful hell was that? That was embarrassing. Did you see that?
Kelsey said that she thinks she can be a breakdancer too.
Like, why waste the money sending an Olympic athlete to the games?
All I'm waiting for the Olympics is that I fully plan on being a breakdancer next time. Here's the deal, Kelly. It's not going to be there next time. The next Summer Olympics, they've decided.
Yeah. I was reading NBC Chicago this morning, and they said that in 2028, breakdancing will not.
And what was the funny comment that
conversation.
Remember I read? What did I say? Oh, I think this will have it. It's something about how it was like a novelty, but not a. I can't remember what it was.
Not a
we
reality.
Yeah.
It's like ice cream in the winter. You don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't like. Howard says breakdancing should not be an Olympic sport. Kathy says they took away women's softball and put breakdancing in its place.
Here, this was from USA Today. But even from the start, breaking was viewed as more of a novelty than a new sport with staying power.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, and Paula, that's my point. Like, I want to know who paid for her and why did no one screen her performance ahead of time?
Oh, the breakdancer? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I hit a nerve, everyone. We do need ice cream in the winter.
When we went to the fair, so my one girlfriend, we saw some people ahead of time, and she had said the maple ice cream was so good because you know how I said
kind?
maple.
Oh.
You know how I said maple, and you kind of gave me a look because I could tell that you knew I wouldn't normally get a maple ice cream.
Yeah.
And it would give me a funny look. But my friend said that it was really good, so I was like, okay. So I went up to get ice cream, and I will say it was $4. I didn't think that was that bad.
Was it a big scoop?
Oh yeah, I mean these are like yes,
Yeah,
it was a big scoop.
worth
The
it.
fair kids are doing it. We had some friends there, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the maple, and I'll have a mint chocolate chip too, because I was like, you know what, I want to taste both of them. And I had Paul, and we had our friends there, and so Paul didn't even want ice cream. But I'll tell you one thing about that boy and mint chocolate chip.
He likes his mint chocolate chip.
He loves mint chocolate chip, and so do I. That's usually would be my go-to.
Does he like York peppermint patties?
I never see him eating them. I never really buy chocolate like that.
Love them.
But I'll tell you what, if I bring in mint chocolate chip, it's over.
Connie says she loves maple walnut ice cream.
And that's what I got. And it was very good. And the FFA kids were scooping it. They were so sweet.
And you know what? Like when you go to those the syrup farms or like you go to a pancake breakfast, sometimes they've got maple ice cream. And it's not bad. I just don't think I've ever heard you say that you were.
I know, because I would always say mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, if you go to the fair, it's right near the maternity or like the Agro Discovery Center. Right outside of it is where the ice cream is. And that mint chocolate chip ice cream was primo. I turned around to get another bite of it, and Paul had pretty much taken it down. So I was very disappointed. But there was a lot of chocolate in it, and it was the hard chunks.
Can you show everyone what Paul got us? Thank you, Paul.
Well, first off, I had asked, he was working at another firehouse overnight, so he was a little bit closer. So he asked if I wanted anything. I was like, I would love an iced cappuccino. So, and then he knows I like a sour cream glazed donut. So he went to get me that, and then they did not have a sour cream glazed donut available. So he got here and he's telling me this story. He goes, but they had a honey dip. And I was like,
what?
Can't do the honey dip. He goes, and before I could even say anything, he goes, which I knew wouldn't suffice. So he made a second stop.
What a guy.
And this is no, what's the word? Sponsor, no, whatever. Just
Right,
this
it's not
is
a
just my
plug.
husband being nice. He brought us some Paula's donuts. And he goes, I got two of the kind that I know you and Ed like, even though we'll probably just split one. Let's be real. We try to keep it healthy. And then he got some peanuts. And then this is a move that Paul does. He got some Timbits, whatever they call them, like the donut holes.
Yeah.
But he only gets red velvet and chocolate because
Yum,
he
that-
says those are the best.
They are the best. Do they have sour cream glazed ones?
do. I think they do, but he
Huh.
just doesn't get those. He says red velvet and chocolate are the best. So I got
They're like the same thing.
I
just
got a
different
bag
color.
of red velvet. And I got a lot of donuts on my desk right now. I also have that honey dip.
My God.
I
What are you
like,
going to do with all of
I was
that?
trying to give them out in the newsroom, but then nobody wanted them. So I'm sure once the day people come in, they'll want some.
What is your mom talking about here? Bison dip trials?
I don't know.
I thought this was something that you
I'm
guys
sure
discussed.
she may have told me something about it. I can't. Let's Google it.
Yeah, no kidding, Julie. Paula's donuts through the lips to the hips. Welcome,
Who said that?
Paula. Can we talk about this crappy
Paula.
weather? I know.
Paula.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Julie.
Oh, Julie.
Not Paula.
Paula said it. Oh, my mom's saying at the fair there was something with bison dip. I don't know, Mom.
Oh,
I didn't see it. I really would have enjoyed walking around the fair more, but my husband told me he was faired out and he needed a beer.
I get it. Sometimes it's time to go.
We sat then and he had a beer at like the little fair booth.
Good for him.
And we got carded to go in.
Oh. Must
Does
be
this
all that
face look 21 to
skincare,
you?
right.
And the guy's like, I know you guys are old enough to drink. I have to card everyone. And I was like, what?
So funny.
Excuse me?
With the last couple of minutes we have, let's talk about back to school. So many people are getting ready. Do you know those back to school pictures that so many people post where it's like, you know, my name is Katie. I'm
Third grade.
right.
Mrs.
I'm 5'2".
class.
Right, exactly. And my favorite color is green.
St. Gregory the Great Elementary School.
Well, okay. Can we talk about how dangerous it is to post those things? Because so many of your kids, you know, private pieces of information are being shared now all over the place. And if your settings aren't private, who knows where that picture is going?
Right.
I don't know. I don't love that. Oh, okay. Here, Sarah, we got your picture. Thank you, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. But look, see, Kelsey says she just got her first day of school board, only name, grade, and favorite color.
Okay.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Name, first name, Ed, third grade, blue.
Great.
Is that your favorite color, blue?
I'm a blue-green kind of guy.
Katie, third grade,
Green.
green.
I wonder though.
Marguerite says it's TMI.
Yeah. Why are we doing this? I mean, like everyone wants to be in on the trend. There's a little bit of FOMO, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, can we just not do this? Can we just keep our pictures to ourselves?
I don't mind. Like, I like seeing all the pictures of my friends' kids that go back to school, and I like seeing all the pictures. I don't know if it's just the picture. It's really more the information, you know. And I do understand there are some parents that don't want to show their kids' faces at all. They put a little heart over them or whatever. Fine.
What's that all about?
You know, I think the biggest concern with that, and I was reading something about it the other day, is AI stuff.
Ah, interesting.
All that generator stuff. And like, let's be real. None of us normals,
Yeah.
who I'm considering normals, like not crazy computer, like know everything about all this stuff.
Don't know anything.
We don't know where all that stuff goes.
That's true.
We just don't. We have some information on it, but we don't have a concept, I don't think. So I do think that that's part of it.
Okay, so Robin is a former teacher. She says those pictures are great for memory boxes and such, but not for social media. Ask any law enforcement officer.
Right,
It's
because
true.
you don't want somebody driving down the road who saw it and they're like, hey, Ed,
Right.
how was Miss Jones's class today?
I'm in my weirdo creeper van, and
Your mom said, you bus 39 isn't coming today, so your mom said, get in my car.
right.
You know?
Those white vans, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm going to be such a psycho if I have a kid someday.
Yes, we know. You don't have to tell us twice. I know.
I'm so scared of all this stuff.
Mary
Just
says,
everything.
I'm glad I'm a kid of the 80s when social media didn't exist. And Parker's Pitt says, parents are just excited because it's time for their vacation with the kids going back to
We
school.
always get funny pictures of, remember, like the mom was in the pool float with a drink and
Yeah.
the kids were all like crying on the side of the pool. And she's
Mom's
like, later,
loving life.
have a great time at school.
Sarah calls them free candy vans.
God, do you know that?
It's the puppy story.
Yeah, when I was like 25 and I was going,
Oh God, this is even worse. I didn't realize that.
I was going to the Bahamas And my parents were like, listen, we just want to tell you when you go to the Bahamas, there's a lot of stray dogs. And I was like, oh, and they're like, no, God, don't pet them. Don't bring them back. Don't go with the guy in the beach who's got puppy. And then Paul and I did go to Mexico, and here comes the guy with 2 puppies. And I'm like, oh, and Paul's like, no,
Oh, God.
no,
Katie,
stay.
for someone
sit.
who's so smart.
But they're so cute. That's how I'd get taken.
We got to go. Have a great day.